What happened to the Krill in Gears of War? After the original game, we did not see them in the storylines that continued afterwards, but the Krill were very unique, just like the other creatures in the Gears of War franchise. The Krill were very small, reaching almost 3 inches long, but they were still ferocious predators. Their attack methods would be to travel in a pack and overwhelm a target as they fly through the air. They were natural carnivores, so they would eat almost any type of animal. They would even feed on humans and locusts. They lived in the Outer Hollows, which was a network of underground tunnels. The Hollow would serve as the realm to many different life forms. Most of the Hollow is unexplored by humans, so a lot of species could be left unidentified or never discovered. Humans have known about the Outer Hollows for some time, and even did some mapping on these areas. This also served as a dumping ground for centuries. This led the locusts to salvage what the humans would throw out. The Krill were one of many creatures within the Hollow, and because there was no natural light underground, they would hunt in darkness. During the day, they would sleep in the Outer Hollows, waiting for nightfall, and only then would they emerge to hunt in swarms. As they attack in numbers, their sharp teeth rips away at the flesh of their victim until nothing is left. Sometimes, not even the bones are left behind. The Krill were known to attack the locust, but chose to ignore them when there were plenty of humans to feed on instead. During the war against the humans, the locust did manage to weaponize the Krill in some manner. The Theron guards would sometimes use a special grenade that would attract a swarm of Krill. While the Krill are very small, they are still very dangerous. Their tiny bodies consist of a worm-like design. The head is blunt and they have yellow eyes. Behind the head area are 6 limbs attached by a thin membrane that serve as wings. Since the Krill are subterranean creatures, exposing them to sunlight will cause them to burst into flames. Explosives would also cause the Krill to scatter apart. So this brings up the question, why we don't see the Krill anymore after the first game. Well, it seems when the Lightmass bomb exploded within the Hollow, this wiped out their entire species, including their breeding grounds. A locust tablet even mentioned that something light and hot had killed off the Krill. This gave the humans some sense of peace at night, but the locusts were not destroyed. The Lightmass bomb ended up awakening the Riftworm, which led to another big problem. Now, while Scourge might have used a sacred scroll to communicate with the Riftworm, there's almost no record of how General Rom was able to control the Krill. At the time of making this video, the comic book about the rise of Rom just released issue number 1, and we're not going to get the 4th issue until the end of April in 2018, so I won't be able to read the entire story for another few months, but if it does explain how Rom was able to control the Krill, I'll make a video for that topic later on. The Krill were mostly seen in the first game, but they made an appearance in the expansion pack to Gears of War 3 called Rom's Shadow. However, this was a prequel story. The Locust would use the Nemesis to ink the sky in blocking out the sunlight. The Krill Storm would then be unleashed upon Elima City. General Rom was playable in the expansion pack, so you got some sense of what it's like to command the Krill. They acted as a shield around Rom. He would then send them out to attack a target, and then they would fly away, only to return back to General Rom later on. This story, when Rom was playable, would take place during the day, so it does not make sense why the Krill would not get burned from the sunlight. Perhaps this was overlooked just to keep them playable, but one theory is that their bodies were covered in ink. There was also some concept art of the Krill's breeding grounds and a section where they would return in Gears of War 2, but they were both removed to continue with the story of their extinction from the Lightmass bomb. The writer Joshua Ortega of Gears of War 2 and Gears of War Hollow did mention that there could have been other species of Krill. The Krill's design was inspired by the infant version of the Bioraptor in a 2000 movie called Pitch Black. Their younger stages would be similar in a sense of flying in a swarm and only coming out at night. They would also be sensitive to sunlight. The Krill, along with Rom, did make an appearance in the video game Killer Instinct. So that covers the Krill in Gears of War. If you want to see more videos like this, then make sure to leave a like rating on this video, and subscribe with notifications turned on. Thanks for watching. My name is Acid Glow, and I'll see you in the next video.